Hi everyone. Welcome to Craft Addict K. I'm Carla. Let's talk. This is a quick, I say quick, it'll probably be an hour, let's be real. We're going to talk about retreat that I just went to for the Western Pennsylvania, Eastern Ohio, or Northeastern Ohio Facebook group. Did a retreat. There was slots for 15, 14 of us were able to make it. We had a fantastic time. If you saw my previous video, it was getting ready for retreat. The only thing that I was missing from my list that I wish I had taken was Band-Aids because somebody cut their finger with their scissors. So that has been added to my list, so I will always have Band-Aids in the future. So let's talk. This is a channel about cross stitch. Usually I do a monthly wrap up, but I was so excited to share my experience at this retreat and to encourage the rest of you to do the same. Like, look for retreats or have your own retreat if you have some friends. I was just to the library and was talking to the librarian about, they have a craft day there, or a craft night for adults, and they do different crafts one night a month that they come in. So I asked about cross-stitching groups, and it's a small rural library, so there's not a lot of people. But she said if there's interest, she would definitely, be open to having it. There's not a big space. It is a small library. Anyways, while I was there, I joined into a Book of the Month club, not Book of the Month club, the book club that meets the second Monday in the evening, so I can go to it after work, which was great. And I got the book for the next month that they'll be meeting May 9th. And it's called Where the Forest Meets the Stars. If you hold a minute, I'll go grab it. Okay, I went and grabbed it. I don't poof like crisscross stitch, but I thought if anybody else is reading this or would like to join me, it's Where the Forest Meets the Stars. It's by Glendy Vanderen. I don't even know what this book is about. Vandera, I guess. Didn't even read what it was about. I just said count me in. Probably about 6 months ago, I was in the book club there, but they did a lot of historical fiction, and finally I was just couldn't accommodate the reading content with my work schedule, and so now they are spanning out into different genres, and so I'm excited to see what this is about. So that happened today, so there you go. If you were in our No New Starts travel group, I mailed out all of the prizes from the Shop Pop, went out today. If you were in the recent Lucky Dip drawing for the No New Starts main group challenge, those also went out today. So start stalking your mailman. Okay, my glasses are transitioning. So as our video goes, they may lighten up. Our power was out this morning. Great. Don't know what happened there. When I came back from work early today, and it's back on. So let's talk retreats. I know, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. Squirrel in the room, rabbit in the room. I decided to pull out some of my whips that are finishes that are not, quit Pongo, they're not full finished, but I still like them. So I thought, let me put some of those up so you guys can look at the glory behind me. We got Hazel the giraffe way over there on, there we go. That is a Heaven and Earth Design mini. Then we have Teresa Kogut Freedom, I believe is what it's called. That's Teresa Kogut pattern there. And this is the Autumn Alphabet. Boy, oh boy, I can't remember who I think it's Little House Needleworks. I'm not 100% sure. And then we have the Coffee Quaker, and I believe that's by Heartstring Samplery. Don't quote me, but that's what I think it is. So yeah, I had a lot of fun stitching those, and because I don't have a finisher, I don't have a finishing place close by, and I'm not confident in finishing skills or finishing things like this. That's my goal this year, is to build my confidence. I've been watching YouTube videos, getting some ideas. When that happens, then I will do more finishes. I have the stuff to do it. I just haven't started it yet. So let's talk retreat. Okay, so we get to the retreat. This retreat is more like a stitch in, very low key. Some non-floss tubers there, some floss tubers there. Corinne Simpson from Grace Note Stitchers was there, which I have some stash that I purchased while I was there from her that she was able to bring. oh my gosh, I don't want to leave anybody out. This has become a girls' weekend. We're doing it again in August. I don't know that everybody that could come before is coming back, but for the most part, most of us have come before, other retreats there before. Anyways, so let me explain to you what happens. We get together, and this is what this retreat cost me. It cost me $100 for the room. We were there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and left Sunday. Okay. So there was 4 of us that shared the room. 3 of us got there Thursday. The 4th one arrived Friday. So we divided the cost up so that it equated to each night, blah, blah, blah. So it cost me $100 for the room. Okay. 4 of us in a room. And we arranged that. The event itself was a conference room that the group had rented out, signed contracts for, what have you. We paid $10 deposit to reserve our seat. Then, depending on how many people go, they divide the room cost up by those number of people. So there was 15 of us that were to go. They divide the room cost up by 15 of us, and it cost each of us an additional $15. So you're talking $25 for the retreat, and we stitched Friday all day, Saturday all day, and we had the room Sunday all day. You can't beat that. So why do we do retreats? And some people will ask that. I've been asked that. You can stitch at home. You can stitch on Zoom. That's great. And that is definitely less expensive, less tedious, less packing. However, what you miss out on by not doing a retreat or meeting up in a stitch in, or just get some stitchy friends together, even if they come to your house or you go to their house, what you miss out on is the camaraderie, the discussions, seeing other people's projects finished and asking questions and getting guidance on how they made something. Maybe there's something that they made that you're really interested in. And we had a young lady by the name of Lisa at our retreat. She made some really neat things on a spool. And hopefully, I did do a video of all of the fully finished or finished objects that we had. Sorry about that. I think Samantha got back from class and the dogs took off barking, so I'm going to restart here. We were talking about the camaraderie and making friends, meeting people. One of the stitchers, Sherry, she brought a tray of needle minders. So anybody that wanted a needle minder, she was offering them up. She brought some other goodie baskets for us. That's not mandatory. It's just something that she likes. She's my sister, so that's her. And they had like a little goodie bag from the people that organized the event, which was awesome. And, some friends that we had made at the past retreat came with some goodies to share with us at this retreat. So I'm going to share all of that stuff with you today. I also made a recording. I've never done this before. I did it on my phone of the completed table, like the fully finished objects, all of those things. Fully finished or finished stitching. We wanted to have a brag table. That's what they called it. It's a brag table because you know what? We put a lot of effort into these stitches. We should brag about them. We should not be hiding them in our closets. I don't care if you pin them on your walls, but get them out and look at those pretties. That's what they're there for. Okay, I digress. I know I'm speaking to the choir because if I go this way and point over here, these are all the things that are hanging in my closet waiting to be fully finished. So you got to be in the mood though. Okay. And then you can see over here's my needle minders. So now that you've had the tour, up here is some painting canvases. Because at one point I thought that was a good way to finish. I'm not 100% sold on that. But there is diamond painting and diamond paintings in the Scrabble game that I used to use for the No New Start Scrabble game last year. So, okay. I'm just all over the place. It's Friday. It is April 8th. And so we had the retreat just this last weekend. So let me get some kind of semblance of order here. Let's talk about, I had a finish. Okay. Let me show you my finish. So, Stitching Book Club. And I changed the date to 2022 because that's when I finished. It's actually 2019 when this book club was created. It is, I want to say it is Sapphire Mountain Design. She made some designs that correlated with books like Little Women, The Great Gatsby, Lion Witch in the Wardrobe. You can seek her out on Etsy. She was releasing them, and they would do book readings and book club kind of things. And I never got the opportunity to join in the book club. And honestly, this is the only pattern I actually finished or started. I started this in No New Starts 2021. And for them, the rule was that it wasn't a new start as long as it was on the same fabric. So this is stitched on 32 count Jobelin called Tiramisu from Under the Sea Fabrics. And Tiramisu. So I started it here thinking I was going to have this whole big piece of fabric. Should anything else come up that I wanted to start, I'd be able to put it on it. And as you can tell, nothing else got put on it. However, this is a beautiful fabric to stitch on. I love stitching on it. I am definitely going to, this is my plan. Always got to have a plan. Okay, so my plan is, and hoping my sewing people will help me here. I want to take this and I want to make it into like a cover of a book sleeve so that I can put my books, which I'm not sure, yeah. So I can slide my books down in the book sleeve and this would just be part of that. So kind of like, or like a book bag that you would take to the library to get books. Because usually when I go, I come out with 3 or 4 books. Haven't been to the library, she kind of commented, hey Carla, we haven't seen you around here for a while. Well, between stitching and working, who's got time for reading? But I do miss going over there, and I will have to make that more of a priority. So, anyways, so there you have it. There is my finish. This is my 3rd finish for the year, and I'm tickled pink with my finish. So, let's set that over there. I took 5 projects with me. That was one of the 5, okay? I touched 2. That was one of the 2. So I'm going to share with you the other project that I worked on, and that is Plum Street Samplers, Toil in Trouble. And I call it Double Double because it says Double Double, Toil in Trouble, Fire Burns, and Cauldron Bubbles. So that was working on, and I didn't have much done on it to begin with. So I'm kind of tickled where I ended up at because it certainly wasn't where I started at. So I did over 1,000 stitches. I don't have the numbers here with me, but that's where I got to. And you can see the little cross and the little headstone, and I've started into the house. I've changed, not necessarily changed the colors, but I changed the order of the colors because what it was calling for really wasn't the color that was pulling up and how it was marked. So I just kind of looked. One of the women, Teresa, had hers fully finished at Keepsakes in Cincinnati, and she had it there to show. And so I was all about that. And I know this isn't part of this, but here is the needle minder I got from my sister's needle minder giveaway that she was doing. And this beautiful guy right here is a frog that I got from, he's upside down. I got this from Teresa. And so it is so cute. So here's the frog, okay? And if you turn it around, there's his butt. So it's got a front end and a back end of the frog. So, and I had that on that piece because I was using that piece. So there is Fire Burn and Cauldron Bubble. Plum Street Samplers. And I'm basically using called for the most part. You can see my colors are here. And I did really enjoy stitching on it. It is 25 count over 1. I stitched it 1 over 1 on 25 count. And this was a scrap piece of fabric that I had. It's just kind of a neutral color. I'm not even sure if it had anything with it. There was a little paper. It was like an ivory 25 count neutral fabric. So, okay. That's the only stitching I did at retreat. Okay, so the question was, when you go to retreat, what logistically, feasibly, what's a good number of projects to take with you? The consensus at this one was most people came with anywhere from 3 projects to 5 projects. In general, some people only had 1 or 2. Some people brought their whole family with them in their back of their car. I won't name any names, Miss Martha, but she brought them all because if you leave them at home, they cry. So for real, they do. Okay, so let's talk. What did I get while I was at retreat? And I'm sorry, I'm moving bags around because I came in and I dropped them here, and that's as far as they went because I was afraid I would move them someplace I wasn't supposed to move them. So my friend Martha that I mentioned, who got me into stitching to begin with, came with a bag of salt caramel pecan clusters. I haven't opened them yet, but they will find their way to my tummy this weekend. And a lot of her local bush coffees she brought to share with me, which I love it. Every time we meet, she brings me this bush coffee. This bush coffee, she told me, it's a store in Michigan where she's at, but it is so good. And I can personally account that the Mackinac fudge, Mackinac Island fudge is probably, for the most part, people's favorites, including Cindy, who was there. She brought Cindy a big bag, so Cindy she hoards it and she hides it, but we won't tell people that. But she brought me some different coffees, which I'm really excited. And I have a small, coffee pot, like a 5-cup coffee pot in my office at work. So these are perfect because I can get 2 pots out of these, and it smells up my office, and people will walk by and I see them sniffing the air because they smell so good. So thank you. I thanked her, but I'm thanking her again officially. Okay. My Teresa, we talked about, and I'm not saying their last names because I didn't ask permission to even say their first names. So Teresa came because green is one of my favorite colors. Kind of has been absorbed by me from back when I was quilting, and I quilted with my sister and our friend. We all had kind of our color theme, so we knew whose scissors was whose and whose what was what. If it was green, it was me. So I have a green bag, and it's got this great little charm on it for the little zipper pull. The same Teresa that gave me the frog that I showed you earlier, but I thought this was such a neat, nifty idea. Hold on a second. I kind of combined things. So it had a ruler in the bag, and it had a pencil, and I tucked things into this little baggie, but I wanted to show you because some of these things are really cute and so inventive of her. So little scissors, and it's got a little K on the hand, little K scissor fob. Okay, make sure that mine came back to me. It's a little clipped on. Okay. So if you haven't seen those little scissors, I think you can fly with these little scissors. It has a little K on it. Then she has like this, it's got a little iridescent, right? And then inside it's a brush. And she uses this for like when you get those fuzzies on your fabric and you just can't get them out. She uses a little like makeup brush, and it goes in a little tube. And she keeps that in her stitchy spot, which I thought was pretty cool. She has a magnet bookmark. It says life, and I will be using this in my new book club. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put it right there with that now. She got us tweezers, and look, she put a little K on my tweezers. Little tweezers. Because you never know when you're trying to get that little bit and you can't get it. So I thought that was really cool. It has a little cover on it. So, and she did this. Like, she took the extra steps to put my initial on it, and just very nice of her to do this. You would think it's a tube of lipstick, right? And it even has my initial right there. Okay? She put on there. But when you open up the lipstick, look, it's got little pins in it. It's like a little pin cushion. I think that's awesome. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And then you can use this to put your pins in when you're going on retreat, and love it. Then she gave another tube. It has my initial on it again. She wants to make sure I get my stuff. She knows how it is going with a group of people. But inside, if I can get it open, she put a snag nabbit. So here's your snag nabbit. And the snag nabbit is pointy on one end like a needle point, and it's kind of squirrely, swirly on the other end, and that's because if when you put it down through your fabric, that'll grab your loose thread to pull it down through the hole. That's what a snag nabbit's for. So, how cool is that? I thought that was really neat, and I'm always losing them buggers, so maybe this one I won't lose. And then the other thing she had made for us is these little, it's got my initials on it, and I used it. It's just a little round disc, and it's got a felt bottom, and it's for your orts. So there were my orts from the weekend. I was a little busy. I was working on Toil and Trouble, so there's those colors. So I can take those orts out and add them to my ort stash or leave them there until the next time. But that was a great little place, and it sat right by where my stitchy spot was. And I could put the lid on it, screws on, and I could tuck it away in my little to-go bag, and off I went. So that was a little goodie bag that Teresa had made for some of us. That, you know, she stitched with us. Teresa used to meet us before COVID. Teresa would come up and meet us at our local Panera, and we would do stitch together. So it was very nice and very unexpected. So I was very unprepared this time, I think. So that came from Teresa. And then we had another young lady, Lisa. I think it was Lisa. But honestly, I was getting my names all kinds of messed up. So I can't tell you 100% for certain. But I thought she brought us some pens, little Christmassy pens. And she made the plus drops out of gift tags. And so she had a bunch of these there for all of us to use. And I thought that was a really neat idea. And I was tickled. You know, it just tickles me, the giving that this community is. So I have some floss drops, and you know I love my floss drops. So that's cool. That's really cool. And then, see, she also, the same young lady, taught me a trick. Well, the one that did the spools. She gave me one of her spools. She wrote all the dimensions and measurements on it. And she gave me a little tutorial on how she did things. She taught me about engineering book, because on the inside of the engineering book, it's got graph paper that is more similar to what you see in your cross stitch pattern, so she can design her own patterns. And I thought, what a great idea. So of course, as people are showing me things, I'm adding things to my Amazon cart. And at the end of the weekend, cha-ching, Carla checked out. So some of this is purchases, some of this is things that you don't get when you're not in a retreat or you don't get out with people. So I guess my point is, this is the value, because you're taught things. Like, I am so excited. I bought some of these. I'm so excited to do some stuff with them. You know, I'm just really, and then I want to see what I can do. Maybe I can draw some designs and kind of make something that's more personable. Oh no, I'm really excited about it. Okay, so move that out of the way. My sister gave me, and this actually was a donation for our road trip group, but it gives you an idea. She had, and I think I've already got mine in use. It's over there. So hopefully it gives you ideas. You know, that's why I'm sharing it. Not to say, oh, looky what I got. I'm sharing it because I want to give you ideas. If you're going to go do a retreat, maybe this will be something that will speak to you. I don't know. But she had little boats like this, and she had candy and Oreo cookies, and also she had gone to her printers and had some floss drops made for all of us. She gave me all the ones that she had left because she's in our No New Starts travel group, and she said use these in the travel group as like added extras to go into people's prizes. So I intend to do that. But I thought they were cute, so I have to show them. So cross stitch for the times when you need to stab something 10,000 times. And I hope she doesn't mind me sharing. If she does, too bad, Sherry. You belong among the wildflowers. And they're just little cards that, you know, have little sayings on them that I thought were really cute. Sarcasm, just another service I offer. Yep. Maybe swearing will help. Embrace the journey. Life is good. Let's see. I like this one. Hanging with my nomies. There, Hannah. I'll have to save you one. Hanging with my nomies. When you are kind, and not only changes you, it changes the world. And she come up with these things or did the research. Not bad for somebody that is just new to this craft, right? If you see me with a seam ripper, now is not the time. I need to have that as a sign. If you have crazy friends, you have everything. So it's actually really cool. They have 14 holes on the side, plus she had him punch a little hole up here so it can go on to like a D-ring of whatnot. And she gave me a couple of some D-rings that she had gotten to give it a try. These are just little plastic ones to as part of that donation. So that'll go into the prizes, and I'll be sharing that, you know, as I send things out in our No New Starts group. Okay. Boy, I'm just trucking right along, right? I told you this would be fast, right? No, it's not fast. Okay. Here is, this was the what do you call that bag? You know, the bag from the retreat. They gave us a little, this was sitting at each of our spots when we got in, at each of the seats we had. So I haven't even opened it. So inside we have some 597 DMC, looks like pearl cotton. We have a little thimble, metal thimble. I gotta tell you, I think that thimble would do good on here. I'm not gonna tell you. But you look at things so differently. I got a Lizzie Kate pattern, USA. Little snippet. Which that might be something I can use on my, you'll know when you see the video. And I got some red, looks like Ada, just a piece of red fabric. I don't have any like stark red, so this would be cool. Do like a Christmas design in white on it. I saw somebody do that at one of our stitch-ins that we had, and they did a Merry Christmas, and it had white snowflakes, and she had red fabric like this, and it super popped. So that's probably what I will do with that. And a project bag, because we never have enough project bags. Okay, so I'm going to kind of like tuck all this stuff away. Bear with me as I move this out of the way. Then we had, I told you Grace Notes was there, and I went shopping a little bit. Now, one of the pieces I already sent. Oh, I forgot about this. This was on a goodie bag that Teresa gave us. It had chocolate and stuff, and it had like a little plastic tag for a bag tag, and it has little, like mine had a flamingo, because she knows I like flamingos, and a little palm tree. So I thought that was cute. Let me put that over here, because I can use that to label a bag. Okay. All right, so Grace Note Stitchers was there. Corinne was there. Her two younger daughters were there. They were a joy. I really did tease them, but it was all in good fun, and I hope that they don't mind. I did try to get them to stitch, but I think they are not ready to stitch yet. I think they're pretty, they were expecting me to try and get them to stitch. And I think Corinne really wants her daughters to love cross stitch, but I don't know that it will come. Two of mine do not cross stitch. One does, but now boys are in the picture. So, you know, there's that. So she brought some fabric with her, which was fantastic. And some of us placed orders. I just let everybody kind of fondle and figure out what they wanted. And then I went through and picked what I wanted. One of those pieces I already sent because it was a prize. It was a 16 count Aida called Stacy. It was like a brown Aida. And I sent that out to one of our winners of our Shop Hop event in the No New Starts travel group. So it's not here. But the others are here. So I wanted to share them. I have Ariel. It's a 14 count Aida. And I'm not usually an Aida girl, but boy, did I like this fabric. It's like more of a tealy color. I have the windows open in front of me to get some natural light, but it's kind of like a teal, not kind of green, teal. You can see. Very pretty, very pretty, very pretty. I've got itchy nose. Okay, this is called Jennifer. It's a 20 count Lugana. And, oh, I really liked it. Look at, and I got a fat quarter of that. And I don't think I have any 20 count. So I'll be interested to kind of play with this and see what I can do with it. So, and that's really why I got it, because I like the color and it was a 20 count. And then I had to get a piece of my friend Hannah. It's really Hannah. And it is an 18 count Aida, and it is this yellow, bright in yellow. Look, it matches my shirt today. Yellow. And I did get I believe this is a fat quarter. Yep. Oh no, this is a fat half. I got a fat half of all the yellow. And I don't know what I'm going to put on it, but you know, when you live where I live and I don't have an L&S right down the street that has fabric, it is very different. Whenever I go to stitch something, I go to my stash first. I don't order the called for fabrics. I don't do any of that stuff. I go to my stash first and I pull it out and I see what talks to me. And I've worked to build my stash of different sizes because I don't have anything local to me. So, and because of doing this round robin with some people that have Aida projects that sent them to me, I really enjoyed stitching on it. So it made me kind of want to look at Aida again. All right, this is Andrew. It is an Aida, fat half, 18 count. And look at that. Look how pretty that is. This is a fat half. Whoop, there we go. 18 count. Andrew. Nice gray. Will be a great one to do like a Christmas on. If you have a Christmas pattern. It's really, I think this is probably one of my favorite grays that she does at Grace Notes. So if you're interested, check her out. She does have a Facebook group. She does have a webpage now, Grace Notes Fabrics, and she does have a fabric of the month. So I encourage that. Okay. All of that. Now, we went, and I'm not going to get all into all of this, but they had a freebie table. And a freebie table at retreats is when you bring maybe some of your stash that you don't want. It can be any kind of sewing notions. It could be fabric. It could be magazines. It could be patterns. Anything that you don't want. So at the end of all of this, there was some leftover stragglers that did not have a good home. And so I was encouraged to bring it home with me to use as raffles or prize entries, prizes for people in the No New Starts group. So I will be putting some of these up there, like maybe as an extra. I might throw it as an add-in. I shouldn't have done that. Oh yeah, I guess that's not really the pattern, but I'll do that. Okay. Some of these are kits, like this was a kit, but it's a snowman. And it's funny because even if it's the snowman and if the pattern is in here, and maybe I don't like the fabric, but I want to do the snowman, I can still do the snowman. I didn't look at it to see if everything was still in there, but it might be something that I can include, throw into somebody's prize. Oh, yep, I saw the pattern just poke out the bottom. It doesn't look like it was ever opened. It looks a little rough for wear on the outside, but it doesn't look like it was ever open. Nothing's open on it. So would you like a snowman? How cute are those? So that may be a prize. And they had things like, and I'm just showing this because I wanted StitchCon's coming up. People may have like, nobody will want my stuff. I'm going to tell you, people are out there that will want it. This is an Itchin' to Stitch Blue Fox organizer. Includes DMC's newest, we don't have the 36 colors, but we do have a whole bunch of sheets of DMC in the card on the card. If you use the cards for your floss organization, these already come printed with the number on them for DMC, and it's a whole pack. So somebody may want that. And we had pattern books. you know, only yesterday. We had some sweaters. I'm just kind of holding up some of them. Magazine, cross stitch magazine. There was a couple cross stitch magazines people walked away with. You know, different things, baby tunes. And the reason, like I said, I'm showing these is because if you have something that's not your style and you don't want, what better place to take it than to a retreat or a stitch in with other people that they may want it or know somebody that would want it. So here's a Thomas Kincaid pattern. There's, you know, bibs, there's needlepoint, kitchen towels. By the way, I didn't pull that out. I got a whole box of cross-stitch towels for to do for No New Start. So I've got something in the plans for that. That one of the members brought that's in our No New Starts travel group. And she said, I want to go to a good home. I'm going to send them to good homes. We got the cross-stitch, you know, Country Crafts. Everybody's been talking about these stockings. And I think that Corinne she said she brought a lot of these in, which is great. I'm bringing these towel ones out because that's going to go with something else I've got going on. But some bookmarks. Here's some Christmas ornaments. X's and O's at the market. You know, it might not be your style, but it's somebody's style. These are handy towels. So those are the kind of towels I have. So these towel patterns are going to go right on in there with it. Some freebie patterns, more bookmarks, Christmas needlework crafts. Anybody out there a ballerina? You know? Child's Play, Stitcher's World magazine. Again, Cross Stitch magazine. Teddy Bear of the Year. How cute is that? Teddy bears sitting in that antique window. And there was some magazines that were kind of, the pages were out. But, you know, I can put that into somebody's package that they get along the way. I can add that in there. And another cross stitch magazine. So those were in the giveaway that after everybody was gone, we kind of scooped them all up and they said, here, Carla, take these, use them however you want them. I don't want them back. So we're going to figure out something to do with those in our group. Okay. I'm going to put these towels magazines. I need to set those separate because I have a plan for that. Are you having fun yet? Things that I personally took from the table because I thought I would like to stitch them is I grabbed, this was somebody's cross stitch, Charles Craft, but it has all those towels again, patterns. I think is pretty cool. And I thought, oh, I could stitch that. A couple of those that I liked. I got the wildflowers. I did get this to set aside for the towels, Towel Sports. That'll go with our towel adventure. This I thought was really neat. It had the pig even still with it. But it's a painting. Plant Kindness, it says. And I thought that would make a good prize for our giveaway. So I'm going to be utilizing that in that capacity. Christmas cheer, some more Christmas ornaments. I am the queen because my pantyhose say so. I don't know, not remember picking this up. I think somebody put this in there. The Daisy Girl. I know some people that would like that, so I did pick that up for them. I have the Cricut collection. This isn't all of them, but I would love to do them. So I'm going to start looking and see if I can find them. This one is the 1, 2, and 3. So I got time, right? Yep, pair, 2 turtle doves, 3 French hens. So it's these 3. And I'll start looking to see if I can find the other ones. So that's from the Cricut collection. And that was from the freebie table. So that's from sharing with each other. And I'm sorry, I keep looking over there, and I need to be looking over here. Where we had our stitching event, there was a shop. So let's talk about the shop. The shop is called With Needle in Hand. I'll give you the There's her information. It is Boardman, Ohio. And that is her information. So freeze and snip it. Okay. I did get some haul. I did get some haul. All right. So I'm going to share my haul. I won't share all of it, but I will share some of it. It was kind of funny. I was checking out. I got a bunch. When I say a bunch, I got a bunch of different fabric scraps because at this shop they have files, like file folders, and they have the different counts in them. And like a piece like this was $1. And I can do something with this. I have my own serger. I'll serge it. I'll hand stitch it. But for ornaments, these are just the right size to do like those kind of small patterns. And I don't do many things small. So when I see something or different counts or fabric feel is different, I try and pick it up. So I can have something to try, you know? They're just little scraps. They're some of them were like 60 cents, you know, but they're little. So I'm sure I will find something to put on those little scrappy papers. So sorry for the crinkle. I got an end piece for my scissors because I have a pair that doesn't have the protection and I'm afraid it's going to go through, and I have poked it through a project bag, so I wanted to resolve that situation. I picked up Plum Street samplers, the Equity sampler. I do like Plum Street. I'm working on Liberty Rings, I think it's what's called now. Liberty something. I'm working on now, but I really like Plum Street. I picked up Blackberry Lane Designs, Baby It's Cold Outside. And this design is by Maria Dryskill, if I'm saying it right, Dryskill. Blackberry Lane Designs. I like robins. I think robins are my favorite bird. I also picked up First of Spring, A Time for All Seasons, because it's a robin. And this one I blame Lindsay for because I was doing the sweeps on the No New Start Shop Hop. And she had this as one of the ones she was stitching on. And I said to her, okay, so this is what you purchased. And what is that project? Because I need to have it. So, and I have it now. So I'm going to have to find me some nice fabric for it. I also, and that's Lindsay's fault, picked up Turkish Delight. And this is by Karen Kluba from Rosewood Manor. And this is absolutely, without a doubt, Cheryl's fault from Sunshine Stitchers, because I have been watching hers on her blue fabric and it's beautiful. So otherwise I would have never purchased this, but I've been watching hers and I love the fabric in the how it pops. So that will be a project that I do. I also picked up a block party by Hands On Design. It's called Java. I've not done one of these yet. I am going to give it a try, and this is called Java. It comes with the little fabric that's up at the top of the pin cushion, but the pins weren't in there, so it's just that piece. Some of these, they were having a sale, so some of these were like 30 to 40% off. So I also picked up Praiseworthy Stitches pattern, and it is Simple Gifts Kindness, and I liked it. It says kindness across here. I like Quaker patterns. I may change the color theme up a little bit. I'm not a big fan of the blue and the red the way it is on here, so I'm thinking about doing this in my silks. And I have some, because there's really only 3 colors, so I just need to find 3 complementary colors out of my silk stash, and I think I could make this really something, maybe autumny. Haven't decided yet, but that is Praiseworthy Stitches, Simple Gift Kindness. And the last thing I purchased while there was workbook baskets. Quaker Skinnies is what they call them. They're little houses. So if you remember, and here's the back side, they made thread drops with them. They made little floss rings here. But if you remember that little fabric that I purchased that I have in the bag, this would be plenty big enough to put something like that on. They're not big. Matter of fact, I think I looked at this when I was in there. 33 wide by 61 high, 29 by 60. So it looks like they're no more than 60 high. And most of them are 30. They're 37s, 35s, 33s. I could do a whole town if I wanted to. So I thought that was really neat. And I can do something with that. Isn't that funny how you get things and you're like, I can do something with that. And then do you do something with that or does it sit there? Not sure. Okay. So that is my retreat wrap up. We had a fantastic time. We got there Thursday night, kind of dinked around in the hotel, not really doing much of anything, cross-stitched a little bit in the room. I found out that my table Lowry will hook onto a ironing board, and I'll insert a picture so you can see what I'm talking about. I was set up in the room. I was sitting on the bed stitching with my table Lowry stand hooked up to the ironing board so that I could still stitch. And so I stitched Thursday night. Friday we were in the room stitching. We went as a group. We made reservations at the Olive Garden that was there. So we all went out to dinner at the Olive Garden together, which was fantastic. The meal was great. Our waiter was wonderful. Really not a whole, I don't want to say a whole lot of fuss and muss, but it was really low key, low stress, very leisurely. There was no training. There were no classes or anything. People were asking about, do retreats have to have classes? They don't have to. When you have a class, it tends to take the price up. This was just a bunch of us that got together, that loved stitching and enjoyed our time together. And we are all excited and talking about the next one. So, and we've opened up more spots. We've been able to get more spots. So if you're interested, check out their Facebook group. If you live in Western Pennsylvania, there's another group called Stitching in the Burg that I found out about when I was at this retreat. So if you're near Pittsburgh or in the area, certainly there's seems to be booming. So reach out and make some friends. And if you hung around with me this long, I did not expect this video to be this long. I just wanted to tell you what a wonderful time it was. It was great meeting people that I've talked to on Zoom. It was great meeting new people. We had some big finishes that were from members that were there. A Heaven and Earth design was finished. That was Heroes and Heroines. Susan finished that and it's beautiful. I will insert her picture here. I definitely have FOMO on that project. I keep looking at it and I've been watching her stitch it in their group. So, okay, so it told me my time was up, which I've talked quite a bit. And all I can say to you at this point is if you stuck around this long, I'm going to insert a video. Hopefully it works of the finishes. I may post in a couple of pictures of the retreat and the space that we had where we were at. And if you're interested in doing something like this, it's very, reach out to a local hotel. You don't have to have a cross stitch store there. This store that we went to, the With Needle in Hand, is probably about 40 minutes away from where we were staying at. We actually went there Friday morning before the retreat was to start and did our shopping so that we could spend the time with the people at the retreat. So, all I can say is it was a great time. So, and thank you for watching. And if you're new, welcome. And we will do my wrap up at the end of April and see what else I got done. So I've already, I just counted today. I'm already reached halfway what I stitched for the month of March this month already, and it's only April 8th. So 8 days in, I'm over 4,000 stitches, and I think that is a big part of going to retreat and not working. So happy stitching, everybody, and I'll see you at the end of the month. Bye.
That'd be my little area. Nice. Ooh, this one got finished either last night or early this morning. Susan, you gonna hold yours up? This is a stocking that just got finished an hour or two ago. It's the 12 Days of Christmas. Isn't that cute? Oh wait, no, this is the one she just finished. Is it, which one did you just finish? This one?
Yeah,
That
this
was
one.
finished.
This is the one
That
that's
one in the
finished.
stocking.
There's another 12 Days of Christmas. Alright, and this one got finished, the last 500 stitches
Dun,
last
dun,
night.
dun.
Look how big that is. People are clapping for you.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
I'm gonna go in really close.
It hasn't been washed yet, so please disregard the dog hairs.
Oh, we can't see the dog hairs, especially if
Go
you're
for their
here.
accents.
Yeah,
Yeah,
isn't that amazing? And that's just regular size, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Regular size.
And
45
she's a
count.
tall woman.
Yeah. 6 foot here.
Okay, let me flip this back so that I don't make everybody sick.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, I haven't hit it again. Yeah, so that's finished our brag table. But there's lots of projects going on. Well, so today I took my girls to lunch so that they could. Oh yeah, you guys have water. Oh gosh, I just
Yeah.
came.
I'm
to
gonna
your
wash
day
it and
was-
see
and you
and
have
see
some
what I
birthday,
think.
So I almost got out of it.
That's what I was thinking.
And I asked them
Since you used the
for
special.
nuggets if they'd be
Yeah,
willing to
because I
go
was
to
just looking at that
the
just since you typed, you know,
So
and
they
you
are
realize
staying
that,
in a
yeah,
hotel,
that's awesome.
but it's not this big.
Yeah, that's up to your,
I'll call and wash it and see how straight the sign is.